Welcome back to The Grind. In this video, we're going to look through some defended gameplay of Ikaros and see a bit about how I've learned to fly him so far. I'm definitely really enjoying this dragon. So this is a base with 20 billion defense and level 104 or level 105 towers. And this is actually the only clip that is not defended. There is a defender there, but they are not actually defending. But I did want to highlight the challenges and potential of this dragon to hit above tier. So these level 105 towers are not going to go down with a full ammo clip. They're not going to go down with using the white spell. They're not going to die from simply using galvanic overload. So you really have to combine your damage here. So the problem is if you use galvanic overload and don't kill the tower, then you're ending up losing that ability to immediately pull it back for some rage and immediate activation again. So you can see how you have to have these towers partially below full health in order for the spells to actually kill them. And using those spells on their own would not actually kill the towers. So you'll notice on this first invoke shot, I didn't hit all three of those front towers, which was a mistake because if I did hit the earth flag, it might have actually died when I used the white spell later. But you can see that after hitting the towers with the invoke shot, then galvanic overload is able to destroy them, and allows me to immediately get back that rage and activation. And you can see how pretty easy it is to disable an entire island, and as long as you don't have a defender healing, you can hit up and chip away some health so that galvanic overload will then destroy it, or the white spell will destroy it. And when we look back here after completion, we got 97%, and the earth flak that is left alive has a small amount of health that may have been completed fully if I did hit that tower with my first invoke shot. This is a short island setup with level 105 towers, and it is also defended. So I come in with the invoke shot queued up ready to go so I can disable the front towers, then use the white spell to reload and take no damage from non-beam towers, take out the blue mage, and then I can use that blue spell. I accidentally hit the ice flak there again, which allowed it to fire at me. But you can see here I used an invoke shot plus the white spell, and it didn't even destroy those towers. So these towers are significantly above the tier for this dragon, and then coming around, these towers are a bit weaker, so it's easier to clear this out, and then don't have too much trouble with the farms and mills. Just got to be careful with that howitzer at the back, and you always got to remember this invoke shot is a disable, not a freeze. So if you fire at a tower that has already shot in their projectile, it will not stop at mid-air. It will only prevent it from activating another shot. Another thing to keep in mind is that these defensive spells on this dragon do not 100% prevent damage. It just decreases or prevents certain types of damage. Now this is a second time through, again with a defender. A same idea, we disable the front three towers, refill, disable the ice flak there, take out the blue mage, and then use the blue spell to prevent damage, take out the perch there, and then here I use a full bar of ammo, refill, and another full bar of ammo on those front towers, which does help me destroy them, but I did miss one of the towers with the defender healing and perhaps a dark flak HP rune on this base. The dark flak did manage to stay alive. Now this next base is 18 billion defense with level 99 to 100 towers on this base. There are a couple lower level mages on the back island there. I ran this base a lot of times, and I was successful in completing it, defended with one defender once or twice. Most of the time I did end up leaving one tower or so. So you can see if you're not careful and you're not cycling the spells right, you can very easily be destroyed by a defender. However, if against this base you do run the spells appropriately and disable the towers in the right order and take out the towers in a short window of time, you can have a lot of success. The problem is hitting up too high above your tier. As a setup only dragon, this dragon will not necessarily work without bringing additional spells, because the initial white spell that you use to refill doesn't protect you from beam towers. So if they have a storm tower or a lightning tower and it's too high above your tier, that will quickly kill you. And then the blue spell only decreases elemental damage that you take. So if you have a non-elemental tower, it'll also be able to deal damage to you. And so you can't fully prevent yourself from taking damage. And you can see there that Galvanic Overload did not destroy that tower with one shot. And then here again on these strong towers, I used the Invoke, the white spell to deal damage, and another Invoke, and it still didn't destroy all three of those towers there. But using the Disable spell to lock them down, and then after that using Galvanic Overload can be a very effective way to destroy towers. It's just challenging to cycle that spell fast enough to clear an entire base. So you see I left one tower there. Now on this run, same idea, disabling the front, disabling the back towers, then using Galvanic Overload to take out the Ice Flak and Fire Flak while I'm protected by the blue spell. And then here you can see I'm rapidly casting it to hit those back towers as well. Unfortunately, it leaves me little time with those front towers because I didn't focus on them right away. But then easily clearing the remainder of those towers after they've been disabled by using Galvanic Overload to one-shot those towers that were remaining. Again, unfortunately, left that one Dark Flak there. And then in this clip, I tried to focus on those front towers a little sooner, but I did need to take out the two flaks there first, and then I wanted to disable the howitzer before, or take out the howitzer before I focus on the front towers. I still messed up a little bit. If I tried to use Galvanic Overload first on the Dark Flak, probably would have been able to do that successfully, but it was just a little bit challenging to cycle the spells fast enough to make that happen. And then in this last clip, I was finally successful in clearing all the towers with the Defender, disabled the front few towers, then shot to the back, and if you fire that disable far enough, you can disable the howitzer there too. Then I picked off those two towers there with Galvanic Overload. Then I used Galvanic Overload on these front towers, used the refill to hit that blue mage with the Invoke shot there, and then I was just a matter of taking care of those last few towers. We're going to break this fight down a little bit more. You can see the second Invoke shot after the refill, I hit the back towers, and then I'm protected by the white spell for a bit while I use Galvanic Overload. I was slow in activating the blue spell, so I did get close to dying, but after that, the howitzer was already disabled, so I used Galvanic Overload on the front towers, used the refill to protect myself from the mage drain, and used Galvanic Overload again on that back mage there, and then it was just a matter of taking out those last few towers, and that allowed me to successfully destroy all the towers on this base despite having a defender, and I was very grateful to finally have been successful with that. So overall, I'm actually very pleased with Ikaros, and just the testing that I've done, I haven't been able to do the same things with Quasar, and not even the same, of course. You wouldn't expect the legendary hunter to be able to do the same as the mythic necessarily. Potentially, if I boosted the rage a lot on the hunter or increased the ammo or damage, I might be able to, but just hitting up like this, you can't get the towers down with ammo, so you rely on the one-shot spell, which is expensive. But Ikaros has it all. You can disable a lot of towers in a very short period of time. You can go like defense against a lot of damage, not 100% damage the whole time, but enough that you can stay alive. And then using Galvanic Overload, you can take out a bunch of towers in a very short period of time while you are in the defense spells. So you don't have to have all the towers disabled. You can, use the defensive spells and then take out the towers that are not disabled. And then when you're flying over top of some disabled spells, you can finish them off with an Invoke shot and the white spell, which also refills your ammo. So definitely really enjoying this dragon. Definitely one of my favorite invokers, second to Morak, of course. Potentially one of the most fun and interesting dragons overall. It is kind of a fast-paced spell-wise dragon, but it has like a slow, methodical feel to it because you do have some pauses where you disable towers and then you just leave them there rather than just so much chaos. But using Galvanic Overload multiple times fast, you do have to be pretty careful about, not misfiring or pushing the wrong button. But overall, let me know what your thoughts are, and I hope this video was helpful, showing some defended footage and how I approached the base. But good luck with this season. Let me know what your thoughts are on these dragons, what your plan is for this season, and I will see you in the next video.